Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Smackdown review with us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Mr. Parkin here, NJ there.
What's up?
Subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on this edition of Friday Night Smackdown down in the comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the good box below.
Yes, and as YouTube isn't letting us do 15-minute plus videos, we're kind of going to have to rush this review a little bit, but to be honest with you, we don't really have that much to say about this Smackdown, so we're probably going to get through this Smackdown pretty quick, because it was pretty boring, wasn't it?
Oh yes, it was indeed.
Yeah, we opened up the show with Sheamus. It's fresh after his win over Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules. Basically comes out and says that he loves to fight, and he basically rips into Daniel Bryan's yes chant and is kind of using it as his own. And we find out that Daniel Bryan is going to get his rematch tonight, and then we have the match itself. Yeah,
he's swerving it around, becoming Sheamus' chance, just so it's taken away from Daniel Bryan to keep him as the heel and Sheamus the face. And then we go into the match, which, again, it was good, but we'll get more to it later.
Yeah, and the fact that it just basically was about setting up that main event and setting up that Sheamus injury angle. I love the fact that the canned heat wasn't done when Sheamus was doing the yes chant, and you have Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez coming in. Ricardo Rodriguez doing a crossbody, by the way, a perfect crossbody, and him and Daniel Bryan, Del Rio and Daniel Bryan focus on Sheamus' arm, which has set up the injury angle that they had going on throughout the night with Sheamus with his shoulder.
Well, I'm going to say, yeah, it set up the main event, but the main thing for me, it did set up the feud between Sheamus and Del Rio, yeah. So I thought it was a good opener for that purpose.
And that match was announced for Over the Limit, so they really needed to get that sort of announced and really started, in my opinion. So after that opener, we had Kofi and Truth versus Hunico and Camacho. The whole Hunico and Camacho tag team makes sense. So this tag team match to me wasn't bad. It went about 4 minutes. You had Abraham Washington with Epico Primo and Rosa Mendez, who was just added to his stable, looking on the ramp. And I think Abraham Washington will be able to change their fortunes, don't you?
It would be good, because obviously with him being a big town in years, he could do the right thing. The thing about this is, number one, the tag team of Hunico and Camacho, no one really cares about them, so go for it, do whatever you want, you're boring. And the other thing is, the people on the ramp,
Epico Primo and Rosa Mendez
brought out chairs. I'm like, you brought out chairs for a tag match.
But it only went 4 minutes, and let's face it, no one likes to stand for 4 minutes.
No,
Truthy and I said Truthy and Kofi. That would have been a good tag team name. Truth and Kofi get the victory, as we kind of expected. They need the victory as they are the new champs, and I do wonder if they're going to start doing a feud between Truth and Kofi and Hunico and Epico. Sorry, not Hunico and Epico. That's the old tag team. Epico and Imperium, maybe Abraham Washington in there a little bit, maybe.
It would be good, because it's hinting they're going to continue the feud for a little while, so go for it.
Brodus Clay versus Jack Swagger was next. We've been calling for this match for ages, haven't we? Because we're fed up of Ziggler jobbing to Brodus Clay. The match went about 2 minutes. It ended in a count-out. You kind of feel they're trying to do maybe a Brodus-Ziggler feud here, but it's kind of just... The segments are just there, aren't they? Like with Brodus Clay. He's entertaining, but the segment was just there. That was it.
True, you look past the Raw with JTG, go to the match that I wanted to see on Raw. We got it on SmackDown, so they are continuing the feud. Thank God, not going back to squash matches. So I had for that purpose, but this match was nothing special, and it was just pretty boring.
The thing is, you've just had Ziggler job to Brodus Clay in 4 minutes, so it's kind of like, what's the point if you're going to make these guys feud? But there we go. After that match, we have the debut, or the physical presence debut, of Damien Sandow. Now, he's supposed to have a match with Derek Bateman, but he comes out to the Hallelujah, Hallelujah theme tune. Derek Bateman, he won NXT. He was in NXT or something, I don't know. But basically, you get Damien Sandow coming out. He cuts a promo saying that he's the intellectual savior of the masses, and he's not going to be wrestling tonight because Derek Bateman is a simpleton, and people would learn nothing if he fought Derek Bateman.
Yeah, I guess it got in the heel heat, but at the same time, this was a match we're looking forward to. Not the match itself, but to see him wrestle, and he's putting it off. And the only thing I'm hoping is that when he does debut, he does not lose his first match. That'll be embarrassing.
Hopefully he doesn't. But basically, this whole thing, so you had Sandow walk out. It was a bit. I kind of wanted to see him wrestle, but at the same time, I'll guess I'll have to wait. You get Derek Bateman in the ring saying, I was on NXT, I had a contract to get a match, I want to face anyone. And you kind of knew who was going to come out there. Ryback came out and pretty much squashed the guy in 1 minute.
Yeah, we did speak about getting away from the local wrestlers, but Derek's not much of a step up from a local wrestler, so...
At least he's on the roster, that's all I can say. He's not an enhancement talent, more like, 2 is better than 1! 2 is better than 1! Best tag team ever. After that then... We get Big Show and Randy Orton versus Kane and Cody Rhodes. It seems like they're continuing 2 of these feuds, even though Orton won the blow-off at Extreme Rules.
Cody Rhodes and Kane?
Cody Rhodes and Kane? Oh yeah, our favourites.
Oh yes,
our tag teaming together. What was it in that Q&A? Someone said that I can't remember who it was. They said, "Well, how would you feel if Kane and Cody were a tag team?" Well, you're just about to find out, brother. To be honest with you, the tag team match went about 10.5 minutes. This was kind of meh for me. I don't know. It just didn't have. It just wasn't that exciting in my opinion because you knew the faces were going to win.
Sadly, yes, the 10 minutes given to these wrestlers were good because they are top wrestlers, guys that are going to go into the future. Yes, some of them are older wrestlers now, but it's still got enough time to put on a good match. And yes, the faces dominated, but near the end of the match, I did like how it looked like. We had Kane clotheslining, Orton in the rope, but then the Big Show knockout punch. It kind of ruined it. I was hoping that was a good, perfect chance to make the heels win, but it weren't going to happen.
The faces were always going to win this one. The thing is, right, you have Orton coming in and RKOing Kane for about the 1,000th time in this feud, back to monster booking. Big Show gets the pin on Cody. I guess you do need to kind of Big Show make him look strong because he has just lost to Cody via a fluke, I guess. And there was just no excitement in this match because you know the faces are going to win these tag matches, which is ridiculous.
Sadly, yes, it was basically the rematches of WrestleMania in a tag match. But the thing about this is they announced like on a house show so there's going to be a rematch for the IC title.
Yeah, they're probably trying to get them to work together so that the next pay-per-view they can have another match or something. I don't know. After this, we had Layla versus Natalya. The thing about this match is it started off well. It started off like it was going to be a 10-minute classic. And then all of a sudden the finish just came out of nowhere and Layla wins. I think that Layla getting the win makes sense because you do need to make her look strong. I do wonder if they're going to make a feud with Beth Phoenix now, maybe? Would seem like the most logical feud for her.
Go that way would be good. And Natalya, it was only 2 minutes and I do want to see Natalya get better, but this was not her time to. It was just basically to give Layla a win.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it started out like it was going to be like a 10-minute classic, but it just kind of finished, just came out of nowhere. Bad match structure. We'll move on. Was it me and you, or did we get a lot of Raw filler in this show? A lot of it. We had like the whole scene, the Triple H Brock Lesnar thing, the Cena Laurinaitis thing. It seems like SmackDown is just an advert for Raw sometimes, doesn't it?
It showed the important parts of Raw, so I give it that. At the same time, you could have cut it down. I'm not saying the segments were long, but SmackDown were always Raw.
Exactly. That leads us on to our main event then. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan in a rematch of the earlier match, I guess. You have Alberto Del Rio on commentary. He didn't really add much, in my opinion, but I did like how they built up to this match with Sheamus having the injured shoulder, and it's booking decisions like that are going to get this guy a bit more over, because we've seen in his feud with Daniel Bryan, people were cheering more for Daniel Bryan than they were for Sheamus, and that's really not what you want when you want Sheamus to be a top babyface on the SmackDown brand.
That's the way I look at it. And having Del Rio there, again, it's adding up to their feud that's coming up. The match itself, it was a bit competitive, I'll give it that. It did good action for both wrestlers. Daniel Bryan obviously taking out his arm, and Sheamus obviously getting a pick up at the win at the end. Yeah,
basically, you had Daniel Bryan jumping off the top rope and a bro kick for the win. That was a pretty good spot. So, I mean, this match, you kind of put over the fact that Sheamus was injured. You had Daniel Bryan continuing to injure the arm, which should work into account Del Rio's cross arm breaker going into the match, which Sheamus will win over the limit. I still think they're going to feed him a lot of heels now and hopefully give him a real good long reign, which he needs as the champion. I mean, the match itself did its job. It got Daniel Bryan injuring Sheamus' shoulder and Del Rio being there and trying to even though Sheamus did look very strong, but I guess the heels look strong in the first segment, so it balances out.
And what I'm going to say is that you've given Daniel Bryan 2 losses to Sheamus. This should be a perfect time for them to move on SmackDown and give Sheamus, Del Rio and Daniel Bryan obviously going to Raw now.
Exactly, against CM Punk. So, not a bad main event in my opinion. It's just a shame that the rest of the show really was just there, wasn't it? It was just there.
We got to see Ted Long going backstage with this, so it showed that continuation.
Antonio Cesaro, rubbing baby oil on Antonio Cesaro. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was great to see, but the SmackDown was just finished.
I think it was pretty much, and let's face it guys, this is what really pissed me off about this SmackDown. The faces won every match. So how, if a face is winning every match, are you supposed to get the heels over in any way or form in the feud? But like the main feud on SmackDown, Del Rio vs Sheamus, decent at the moment. There's a lot of filler in there from Raw, which kind of really takes the show down a notch, really. It just kind of seemed like a meh SmackDown to me. Just meh. I mean,
some of it, I guess, hinted stuff for the pay-per-view, but nothing exciting apart from the Del Rio and Sheamus. But overall, there weren't really anything there that I'm going to remember or look on to. So overall, I don't really like the SmackDown at all.
At least I can take into consideration the fact that Cody Rhodes is still the Intercontinental Champion. There you go. That's my fix for this SmackDown review. So I know the SmackDown review has been very short, but we can't go over 50 minutes, and we really didn't have that much to say about this SmackDown. There really wasn't that much going on throughout the show, so we'll just leave it there, guys, and say thank you very much for watching this review, this extra short review. Get your comments down in that comment section below. Thank you for watching, and usual outro, NJ. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, people. Hopefully you got through SmackDown in one piece without being too bored. Until next time, people, from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, goodbye.